What's up, Capstone family? This is Ed Drummond coming at you on this Friday, the 21st of May. It's a beautiful day outside. It's really getting hot. We're starting to see those AC issues. For those of you that threw in requests, nice job. A couple of you, I know that there were a few requests and late night calls here this last week, so it's definitely starting. I know I need to get mine serviced at my house too, so it's definitely on my agenda and things to do. Hey, but wanted to give you a quick update as to what's happening this week. Couple things overall, like it looks like based on the economy as a whole, we're looking at employment. And I mean, I know so many business owners right now through different organizations that I'm part of, and it sounds like everybody's hiring, right? Everybody has got this issue of trying to find amazing workers or people that are willing to work right now as the government continues to give out resources. Sounds like here in Arizona that's going to be changing soon, which is a good thing, which will get people back to work. Sounds like the retail market has also kept up pretty well. People are spending that money. I mean, looking at the market as a whole out here in Phoenix, people are still moving here like crazy. Jesse, thanks for your feedback this week. Even Jesse up in California told me that two of his clients are moving here. Basically, those Californians, again, moving here, buying houses for cash, pushing out the buyers that are here. Anybody looking for a house less than $350,000 and trying to finance it is having not just a heck of a time, but almost should just pull back and let the market kind of move on without them for a minute, let this thing subside or halter and get back into it as the market, starts to cool off traditionally the end of the summer. At least that's what a lot of my feedback is to buyers right now that are having just a heck of a time trying to find something, because it doesn't look like it's going to alleviate anytime soon. With that, we had, two listings that went under contract in this last week. I got to remember to trust the process. I know I brought this up last week, but it's trusting the process. And a couple of things for those of you that are looking to potentially sell a house in a market like this. The first thing that you should know is all those calls that you're getting that are saying, hey, I can buy your house, I'll pay you X dollars for it. We're all getting them. However, most of them will not get you anywhere close to what we can do pushing your price in retail. However, here's the caveat. There are some institutional buyers that are buying properties for hedge funds or buying properties for themselves and flipping them just because they want market share, whatever that looks like, and they're paying a lot for them in some situations. We do have a program where we will, when we take your property on and we're going to sell it, let's say the tenant's in it, we know we've got some time, we'll send it out to the institutional buyers and get pricing from them to see where they will end up landing. What usually happens is they'll come back with the price. The price that they give you is the retail price that they're going to end up selling the house for. Not only purchase it from you, but also sell it for when they put it back on the market. Is usually how it goes. It's right around that number. Then they back out the percentage of what their profit is going to be and how much they expect to spend to rehab it. So maybe they'll quote you 5%. Maybe they'll quote you 7%. Maybe they'll quote you 8%. But that basically comes off of this retail number. Your retail number minus the spread. Then what they'll do is they'll give you a little bit at the bottom after they do their walkthrough that says this is how much they're going to need for maintenance. Sometimes it's, a few $1,000. Sometimes nothing. In rare occasions, which we've seen, we had one recently that was $20,000 they came back. After they did the walkthrough, they were like, this place needs $20,000 more in order for us to move forward. We were able to negotiate that down a little bit, but their numbers are tight. There's not a lot of wiggle room after you get that stage in the game. So really it becomes a different model. If we do that negotiating for you, it takes a lot of it off your plates. In addition, we're going to send it out to all of the institutional buyers we know to have them compete for the business. We'll only do it for a point. So it really doesn't cost you much, and it's definitely a better way of approaching it. The caveat is that you can't reach out to those companies before we do, because what happens is then that's your contact. What was happening before this market was we'd reach out to them multiple times, and each time you touch them, they're gonna change that number that they're gonna charge you, right? If they really know now you're interested, that number changes from 5%, maybe they bump that percentage up to 7% or 8% or whatever it is. You don't know what the number is going to do. So really approaching them all at the same time, attacking it, have them compete on it. We've done this a dozen times. Sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. But at least it gives you an additional option, knowing that, hey, if your property needs a ton of work, that may be a good option for you if you're not willing to spend the money to get it picked up. Second point, so that was point number one. My second point is buyers right now, the numbers that you see houses getting or our push price, when I push these values up, I'm expecting to sell a property that is really polished. Buyers are expecting a super polished product right now. They are paying a lot of money for these houses, so they want the most polished property on the block. You're competing, your house is now competing with flips, right? We're not flipping homes. We're not redoing kitchens. We're not redoing baths. We're just putting lipstick on them. So, we can bump that price up, but hey, if there's a house that's listed way up here and they got this crazy insane number, I'm not gonna pretend that we're gonna get that high, but we're gonna get real close, right? So we just have to be aware that if we push that price, we're gonna do our best because the numbers still have to align and make sense. If our property needs a ton of work, it may make more sense to look at alternative options for sales if you're not willing to put the money into it. So again, we want that polished product where we can push the price is on that polished product because buyers, again, with as much as they're spending right now, they are expecting the polished product. They're expecting something that is just amazing. Coming back to inspections, requests from buyers, all depends on, in my opinion, depends on the experience of their realtor. Behind the scenes, a lot of the work that happens is behind. It's conversations that I'm having on the phone with these agents, talking to these agents, vetting these agents, making sure that these agents are going to get their buyer to the finish line. That's when we're talking to you about which offers we're accepting. These are the conversations we're having. And a lot of the stuff that happens is going on behind the scenes. We want this thing to work out. A lot of times, hey, if we know agents and we've done multiple transactions with an agent in the past over the years, we know that person's going to set the appropriate expectations with their buyer from the beginning. That may be somebody that, it may push their offer a little bit over or us suggesting to accept that one over the next. So every little thing helps in this market. We're definitely still pushing that price. And you'll see that, buyers are pretty picky. Again, what are we comparing it to? The 1%, trust in the process. I mean, again, trust in the process right now is huge. Making sure that we're at least going through the motions. We've been doing this now a long time, and sometimes I'll start to question the process as well. But wait, right? And I'm just like, hold on, Ed, take a breather. Like, we've done this before. We know what we're doing. Let's just make sure, and lo and behold, it ends up working out in the end. Thanks for watching. Totally appreciate it. If you have questions about selling, if you have questions about buying, if you have questions about any of that, sorry about that, let me know. We'd love to connect with you. Buying is definitely a tough place in this market right now, but there are options that are available. Stay tuned. Thanks.